Think again is like cleaning out your closet. At first, it might feel overwhelming, deciding what to keep, what to donate, and what might not even fit anymore. But just like a tidy closet can breathe new life into your space, rethinking allows for a fresh perspective on challenges you face. It encourages you to examine long-held beliefs and question their validity. We'll cover this entire book in just a few minutes. Chapter 1. A preacher, a prosecutor, a politician, and a scientist. Walk into your mind. Let's dive into how our mindset affects our ability to innovate and adapt as we explore the story of Mike Lazaridis, co-founder of BlackBerry. Despite creating a groundbreaking smartphone, Lazaridis struggled to rethink established beliefs when the market began shifting. This serves as a crucial reminder. Adaptability isn't just for companies, but for the people making decisions every day. In a world that moves at lightning speed, simply accumulating knowledge isn't enough. We often find ourselves defaulting to one of four mindsets, those of a preacher, prosecutor, politician, or scientist. Each of these shapes how we approach decisions. The preacher clings to beliefs, the prosecutor attacks dissenting views, and the politician seeks to sway opinion. However, the scientist stands out by prioritizing curiosity and a willingness to challenge their own assumptions. As a practical exercise, start adopting that scientific mindset. Question your beliefs actively. Ask yourself, what evidence might contradict my perspective? This small ritual can transform how you approach challenges. Regularly reviewing decisions in light of new information ensures you're not just reacting, but thoughtfully considering your next steps. Engaging others in open discussions also helps in combating confirmation bias. Share your ideas with peers and invite them to challenge your views. It's through these interactions that we expand our thinking and embrace necessary changes. Rethinking is not just beneficial, it's essential. As we move forward, remember that the most successful individuals constantly revise their beliefs to stay relevant in a rapidly evolving landscape. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Chapter 2, The Armchair, Quarterback and the Impostor, Finding the Sweet Spot of Confidence. When we talk about confidence, it's crucial to understand that we often hover around two extremes: the armchair quarterback, who believes they have all the answers, and the impostor, who doubts their very existence in a given field. Picture your friend who passionately critiques a game from the couch, convinced their opinion on every play is the key to winning. On the other hand, think about the brilliant colleague who's constantly brushed off their achievements, feeling like a fraud despite evident success. This dynamic is a classic case of the Dunning-Kruger effect at play. Research shows that those with less competence in a specific area often inflate their confidence. Conversely, those who truly excel may feel unworthy, questioning their abilities. It's a dizzying circle where self-perception can blind us to our capabilities, and understanding this can be a game changer for personal growth. So, how do we navigate this delicate balance? First, embrace your strengths. Reflect on your past successes, big or small, and write down what you excel at. This documentation isn't just a confidence booster, it's an antidote against those nagging imposter feelings that creep up. Next, actively seek feedback from your peers. Getting an external perspective can ground your self-assessment and help you identify where you truly shine or where you might need improvement. Lastly, practicing humility is vital. Recognize that there is always more to learn and that everyone, regardless of their experience level, has something valuable to contribute. Approach discussions and challenges with an open mindset, willing to accept what you don't know. Finding that sweet spot between confidence and humility not only strengthens your decision-making, but enriches your learning journey. By steering clear of the pitfalls of overconfidence and self-doubt, you empower yourself to grow and evolve, both in your personal life and professional endeavors. Chapter 3. The Joy of Being Wrong. The thrill of not believing everything you think. Imagine walking around with a soft, open palm instead of a tightly clenched fist. That's what embracing the possibility of being wrong feels like, freeing and full of potential. It's this shift in mindset that invites intellectual humility and allows for personal growth, which is crucial in navigating the complexities of life. The truth is, when we hold too tightly to our beliefs, we craft a rigid identity that can hinder our growth and understanding. We often have this inner dictator that guards our opinions, leaving no room for alternative ideas. But here's the fascinating twist. When we detach our self-identity from our beliefs, we open the door to adapting and learning. That means when faced with new information or perspectives, instead of feeling threatened, we can feel excited. Think about it. When an idea isn't tied to our sense of self, we become more curious and willing to explore different viewpoints. So, how can we start to welcome being wrong? First, seek out experiences where your beliefs might be challenged. View these encounters as golden opportunities for growth. Keep a journal where you document moments you've changed your mind. Reflect on what led to that change and how it contributed to your understanding. This simple practice reinforces the idea that questioning our assumptions is not just acceptable, it's empowering. And let's not forget about our conversations. Invite diverse viewpoints into your discussions and express gratitude for those who challenge your perspectives. Remember, every time you allow yourself to be wrong, you affirm that learning is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Chapter 4. The Good Fight Club. The Psychology of Constructive Conflict. Let's dive into the intriguing realm of conflict. It might sound counterintuitive, but embracing healthy conflict can actually drive innovation and lead to better outcomes. Picture this: a team gathered around a table, fueled by diverse perspectives, engaging in spirited discussions. Instead of shying away from disagreements, they lean in, knowing that every differing opinion can spark a revolutionary idea. Conflict isn't the villain. Rather, it's the crucible in which creativity is forged. Now, managing these disagreements effectively hinges on one crucial skill: emotional intelligence. It's about striking that delicate balance between ego and collaboration. When we approach conflict with an open mind, rather than defensiveness, we create space for genuine dialogue. This is where relationships strengthen and problem-solving thrives. Just think about it. When viewpoints clash, it's not a battle to win, but an opportunity to deepen connections and enhance team dynamics. To cultivate this culture, start by creating team norms that champion open dialogue. Encourage everyone to see conflict not as a threat, but as a vehicle for innovation. When tensions arise, practice active listening. This means you genuinely seek to understand where others are coming from before formulating your response. Another effective technique is role reversal exercises. By stepping into someone else's shoes, you cultivate empathy and broaden your understanding of diverse perspectives. This won't just sharpen your conflict resolution skills, it can elevate the entire team's performance, transforming disagreement into a powerful catalyst for growth. Understanding the role of constructive conflict is key. When we welcome this kind of discourse, we foster an atmosphere where breakthroughs are born and relationships are fortified. It's not just about solving the problem at hand, it's about building a foundation for future collaboration and success. Chapter 5. Dances with Foes. How to win debates and influence people. When it comes to debates, the game isn't just about laying out logical arguments. It's about connecting with people on a deeper emotional level. Think of persuasion as a dance. Not just a display of skills, but a flow where you need to sense your partner's movements. Instead of isolating your point of view, consider what truly matters to the other person. What values, beliefs, or emotions are they holding on to? Acknowledging these foundational elements helps in crafting an argument that resonates more personally, allowing your message to hit home. Now let's dive into one of the most powerful tools you can wield: storytelling. Stories draw people in, they're memorable, and evoke emotions. If you can weave a narrative that aligns with the audience's experiences or aspirations, you enhance your persuasive efforts significantly. For example, consider sharing a relevant personal anecdote that mirrors your main point. This not only emphasizes your argument, but also fosters a connection that makes your audience more receptive. Building rapport is crucial. Start right from the beginning by seeking common ground. This could be as simple as expressing a shared interest or acknowledging a particular challenge both of you may face. Once you establish that connection, it becomes easier for your counterpart to engage in a meaningful dialogue. Remember, it's not about winning the argument, but rather nurturing understanding and cooperation. Engage constructively with opposing viewpoints, aiming not to defeat, but to explore together. This approach transforms debates into productive conversations where solutions can be discovered. So, sharpen those storytelling skills, tune into the emotional landscapes of others, and approach discussions as collaborative explorations. You'll find that the art of persuasion is much richer and more effective when you focus on connection over conflict. Chapter 6, Bad Blood on the Diamond. Diminishing Prejudice by Destabilizing Stereotypes. Changing deeply ingrained prejudices isn't just an afterthought. It's a conscious effort we all need to embrace. The first step in dismantling stereotypes requires actively challenging our own perceptions. Think about a time when you unknowingly held a stereotype about someone. It could be something broad, like assumptions about a cultural group, or more nuanced, like believing someone was unqualified based on their background. Recognizing these moments is key to fostering understanding. Real-world interactions can be powerful catalysts for change. Imagine spending time with someone whose life experiences differ from yours. Maybe it's a co-worker, a neighbor, or someone you meet at a community event. These interactions allow you to see individuals as they truly are, not as the stereotypes society might have laid over them. Collaborative projects, shared goals, and heartfelt conversations can go a long way in breaking down the barriers that stereotypes build. Education is another crucial element in this journey. It's our responsibility to actively seek out opportunities to learn about bias and prejudice. This could involve reading books, attending workshops, or joining discussions where challenging topics are addressed. The more we educate ourselves, the better equipped we become to confront and dismantle our own biases. Another impactful strategy is sharing personal stories. These narratives offer insights into our unique experiences and create a space for empathy. When we open up about our challenges, we humanize our experiences, allowing others to see our similarities rather than our differences. So, start engaging intentionally with diverse groups. Seek educational resources that challenge your views, and don't shy away from sharing your journey with others. Each small step plays a part in countering prejudice and fostering a more inclusive world. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Chapter 7. Vaccine Whisperers and Mild-Mannered Interrogators. How the right kind of listening motivates people to change. Imagine you're in a conversation where you're trying to persuade someone to take a step in a new direction, maybe even change their long-held beliefs. The first step isn't crafting the perfect argument. It's about listening. Effective listening isn't just an act, it's a bridge to behavioral change. When people feel heard and understood, they're far more open to change. So, what does that look like? It's genuinely engaging with others through curiosity. This isn't about nodding along while waiting to speak. It's about diving deep with open-ended questions that invite someone to share more than just surface-level thoughts. Think of questions that start with "what else?" or "how did that make you feel?" These types of questions encourage a dialogue. a reflective exchange where both parties feel valued. The art of listening also requires patience. It's tempting to rush into persuasion after a couple of comments, but true motivation comes from understanding where someone is coming from. Reflect on their words and don't shy away from pausing for thought. This patience builds rapport and trust, creating an environment where impactful change can happen. Make it a practice to summarize what the other person has shared to confirm your understanding. This not only clarifies their perspective, but shows that you're invested in what they have to say. Also, consider sharing your own experiences and vulnerabilities. This transparency fosters connection and opens doors for more sincere dialogue. Harness the power of listening. It's more than just hearing words. It's about fostering a space for genuine exchange that leads to growth. Chapter 8. Charged Conversations. Depolarizing our divided discussions. Navigating divisive topics can often feel like walking through a minefield. One misstep, and things could blow up. The key to managing these conversations lies in fostering empathy and understanding. When we approach discussions with the intention to connect rather than to win, we open the door to constructive dialogue. Consider the power of language and framing. The words we choose wield immense influence over the direction of a conversation. For instance, framing a topic as a shared concern rather than a point of contention can keep the focus on collaboration rather than division. If you're discussing a controversial subject, try using inclusive language like we instead of you or they. This subtle shift can make a world of difference, steering the discussion toward a more peaceful exchange. Now, let's talk about personal stories. Sharing your own experiences can serve as a bridge across ideological divides. When you recount a story from your life that relates to the topic at hand, it goes beyond abstract ideas and touches on shared human experiences. This helps to humanize differing perspectives and softens the hard lines that often separate us. Encourage others to share their stories too, as this creates a safe space that fosters connection and understanding. Lastly, cultivating active listening skills is essential. This means prioritizing empathy by making a conscious effort to genuinely hear what the other person is saying. Reflect back what you hear and validate their feelings. When all participants feel respected and heard, even the most contentious discussions can lead to surprising insights and agreements. Chapter 9. Rewriting the textbook. Teaching students to question knowledge. Imagine for a moment sitting in a classroom where every question is seen as an opportunity for exploration rather than a sign of confusion. Creating this environment isn't just a nice idea, it's essential for developing critical thinkers. Encouraging a questioning mindset sparks curiosity, allowing students to dig deeper into subjects and engage meaningfully with the material. This approach transforms education from a static transfer of information to a dynamic culture of inquiry. When students learn to challenge established knowledge, they're not just memorizing facts, they're preparing themselves for the complexities of real-world problems. Consider this: in life, few situations have straightforward answers. Whether in science, history, or technology, solutions often require lateral thinking and a willingness to explore various perspectives. By fostering an environment where questioning is rewarded, we cultivate lifelong learners. These are individuals who can adapt, innovate, and approach challenges with open minds. So, how can we incorporate this questioning mindset into our practices? Start by embedding questioning techniques into your lessons. Instead of posing questions that lead to simple answers, ask open-ended questions that invite discussion and require thoughtful responses. In collaborative settings, celebrate peers who take the risk to ask insightful questions. Create a space where exploration of ideas is valued over mere rote memorization. Finally, challenge students to apply what they learn to real-life scenarios. Push them to analyze, critique, and question conventional wisdom. In doing so, you're not just teaching them the content, you're empowering them to become adaptable thinkers, ready to navigate a rapidly changing world. Chapter 10. That's not the way. We've always done it, building cultures of learning at work. Organizations that thrive today are often those that embrace a culture of continuous learning. It's not just about staying relevant. It's about creating an environment where innovation can flourish and adaptability becomes second nature. Imagine a workplace where challenging the status quo sparks excitement rather than fear. This is the kind of culture that builds resilience and drives teams to tackle change head-on. So how do we cultivate this? It starts with leaders. Leadership is crucial in modeling behaviors that inspire a learning mindset. When leaders openly discuss their own challenges and failures, it sets a powerful precedent. It says, learning is a journey, not just a destination. For example, if a team leader shares a failed project but reframes it as a valuable learning experience, it encourages team members to take calculated risks themselves. They're more likely to step out of their comfort zones if they see that making mistakes is part of the growth process. Creating a culture of feedback is another vital component. Regular discussions about what works and what doesn't can open up pathways to innovation. Teams should feel safe to share ideas and insights, knowing that every conversation is a step toward improvement. Consider implementing regular check-ins where team members can reflect on their experiences, celebrating successes and learning together from failures. By fostering an atmosphere that prioritizes experimentation, organizations can unlock new levels of creativity and effectiveness. Encourage team members to try new approaches without fear of repercussions. After all, when individuals are empowered to explore, the entire organization benefits. This shift in mindset is not just beneficial, it's essential for navigating the complexities of the modern workplace. Chapter 11. Escaping tunnel vision. Reconsidering our best-laid career and life plans. Picture this. You've spent months, maybe even years, plotting your career path with precision, convinced you know exactly where you want to go. But then life throws you a curveball. Suddenly your plans feel less like stepping stones and more like shackles, restricting your ability to see other possibilities. This is the essence of tunnel vision. As we pursue our goals, it's so easy to become rigid. We develop a mental script that convinces us that our current path is the only one that matters. However, that can lead to missed opportunities and growth. To combat this, regular reflection is key. It's about checking in with ourselves and affirming our core values. Ask yourself, do my goals still resonate with who I am now? Are they aligned with my evolving aspirations? By embracing flexibility, you're not just allowing space for change, you're actively inviting it in. This doesn't mean abandoning your ambitions. Instead, think of your goals as living entities that require nurturing and reassessment. Set short-term goals that allow for adjustments as your interests evolve or as new opportunities arise. Additionally, step outside your comfort zone. Experiment with new experiences or learning opportunities that can offer fresh perspectives. Like shaking up a snow globe, these new experiences can reveal possibilities you hadn't considered. So, make a commitment to create space for reflection and flexibility, and watch how it opens doors you didn't even know existed.